Hello everybody and welcome back to another Fragment Friday. Hope you are doing well. We are on the V's Place server today looking at level 30 Monster 100 Nothingness. Got our long arm Grumpo guy warping into the dungeon from Carmita Gadalika. And let's see what fun and adventures we can get into this week. Real quick, I do want to mention the links below for both NetSlum and the .hack network. All of your Fragment needs provided more than amply down below. The .hack network, of course, an all-in-one stop for .hack fandom. Got an Easter rock sneaking up on us here. As I mentioned, NetSlum, the lobby server. Without it, we could not play this game. It's where the area servers connect to. And the discords and relevant websites are down there, as well as .hack Network's excellent setup and play guide for Fragment for 2021. Also linked down there as we run into an ancient to go with our Easter rock. Get put to sleep and then get confused. Meaning that we will have very little choice of what we're going to do when we come out of this little nap. Oh, the confusion's off first. That was a lucky break for us. Do just get out of there. Just so I could test it. Oh yeah, the Ancient's gonna go down in no time to an elemental attack. Also had a Mad Witch hanging out in the background there. Wonder if that caused any of our problems. Either way, we make it through. But also linked down below is the YouTube channel for a Fragment from the NetSlum. Place where I help contribute. Emu's primarily doing the bulk of the guides, and really some excellent guides. The most recent one that came out involves transferring your save files from a physical PlayStation 2 memory card back and forth from there to an emulated digital memory card. Very useful for those people who maybe want to play on both mediums or want to see which works better for them, native hardware or emulation via a computer. All sorts of things like that, or the English grunty food patch, so you too could hear root vegetable, our grunty food of the field. And as plentiful as root vegetable gets, actually, that's 4 of them here. I don't think I've ever encountered any more than 4 root vegetable on a field. If you have, I would love to hear about it, because I don't think you can get any more than 4 of them on a field. So Grumpo Guy, in case you were unaware or perhaps you're new to this, is wielding Crim's Spear. It's an homage weapon. It's the weapon that Crim, the .hack sign character, wielded. And in Fragment, it has a unique ability. It's got a critical hit chance of 100%. That means every normal attack that actually lands will be a critical. Could deal up to double damage. Bit muted statistically as opposed to other weapons in its level range, but more than makes up for it. Take that Ancient down right quick and in a hurry. Rely on its fire-based elemental skills to get rid of the Ancient without it incurring massive damage to us via spell or leaving us with some debilitating confusion, stopping us from getting to those healing potions when we need them. Picking up some ranger's boots out of the chest there, just sort of making our way through these portals here. Definitely going after the Mad Witch first. Rocky barren field, last thing we want is a Mad Witch to put us to sleep with an Easter rock around to tear us to pieces. Long arms, nice balanced class, but not the most dominant as far as physical armor goes. Especially not since I tend to err towards the side of buffs and special abilities over hard and fast numbers. And I'm running a Sublime Stole, which is a delightful level 87 light armor that gives both Rig Same and Rig Geem. Get one of the Mad Witches out of this portal down, but its twin puts us to sleep before we could finish the job, and now we're just sort of stuck in place as it runs around us. Another enemy comes into view, and it is yet another Mad Witch, meaning that our hit points are going to be put to the test here. Do finally come out of the slumber, albeit a bit slower than previous because our speed charm is worn off. Go ahead and pop a new one for the sake of expediency. Grab a green guard there and move forward. 2 more portals here in the field. More Mad Witches. Easter Rock in the background, but honestly the Easter Rock could sort of be dealt with at our leisure. Strange as it is to say, the big giant floating rock with rock hands sort of stuck on either side of it. Kind of the least threatening monster. It's the witches and definitely the ancients when we run into them. The ancients definitely have to get dealt with immediately. Rig Same and Rig Geem wear off, but that's okay because we're going to Critical Town against an Easter Rock here. Not really sure what Critical Town is, honestly. I think it's more of an amusement park than an actual hamlet. An actual town named Easter Town. Now you're being silly. Go ahead, get Rig Same up. We're going to replenish it in the dungeon anyway. Just want to get some of that sweet hit point regeneration going. Finish the job with a Fall Repth. And because we have at least one, let's go ahead, play our Grunty flute, and call the noble Grunty to the field. Nope. No more root vegetables. There were only 4. Noble Grunties can smell out grunty foods on the field if you press the triangle button while riding them. But not if there are no more left. Into the dungeon we go. And it looks like just in time anyway. Not that Rig Same and Rig Geem were going to be an issue, but our Hunter's Blood, that thing giving us precious physical accuracy boost, it just kind of wore out on us. When you're wielding a weapon that allows you to critical on a normal attack, all the physical accuracy in the world is your best friend. Regular treasure comes out of our first portal here in this dungeon, so a very gentle opening as we pick up a couple treasures and proceed further in. And we come up against a house golem. Not sure how much luck we're going to have here. Take 2 attempts at a Knight's Bane and it just doesn't seem to be working out, so I'm going to back up, give it a little distance, and start chucking bats at it like nobody's business. This could take a while, as I'm only hitting for about 100 on average with this, and it's got 5,000 hit points. This is what you call a boring battle. Wonder if I've got any better shortcuts there. Oof. Getting beat up there. Got or Jukesot. There we go. Get ourselves something wood element to go after this house golem. And we can already see immediate dividends being paid. Not even hitting elemental attacks, but we're getting about 180 there. Finally do get an elemental attack, and that goes for well over 300. So it's going to be a bit more taxing on us from a mana perspective, but it's also going to do considerably more damage. Especially when we do get those precious elemental attacks off. Either way, I can't imagine wanting to tangle with too many of these. Especially not at our regen rate. It's not even a bad SP regen rate, all things considered. Got it down to half. That's, well, you know what percentage of the battle that is. You've seen G.I. Joe. Maybe you haven't. That's a heck of a reach for me this day and age. Three elemental hits in a row. And now the House Golem is going to do the most frustrating thing it could do to us. It's going to start healing. House Golem, of course, the slightly weaker version of the Earthman Drill. You know, for the sake of expediency, I kinda want to drain, and I realized I still have an Awakening set from last week. Pick up a Quake Axe there, and thankfully deal with the battle. So there's two things I'm going to do straight off. One is set Mina Uji back to a data drain. And two, time to get my buffs back up. Can't guarantee we won't run into another House Golem here. If we do, this may take the prize for the most boring upload I ever do. Because we are certainly not hitting for a ton magically. Oh, we have two Ancients, and that is a problem. Two Ancients and two Mad Witches from the looks of it. So we are at the mercy of spell damages. We are both confused and asleep. The confusion thankfully wears off early. Meaning that when the sleep wears off, we can get back to business. Business, of course, meant taking out that Ancient. And even though we've done barely anything in this floor, it took so long to do barely anything that our speed charm wears off. And with it does our Hunter's Blood. Get rid of one Ancient. Everything else very focused on damage, so we can come back. Elemental Hit just clean wipes the other Ancient off the map. Take care of one Mad Witch, other one hiding in the corner. Not too slick for us, though. 3 thwacks, and it goes down. And just like that, we've cleared out this wing of the dungeon. Rewarded with a Thunder Torque. Not too bad so far. Run into some enemies that have given us a little pause. And one enemy that gave us a big giant pause. And because I can't help but shoot myself in the foot, here's another House Golem. I mean, already off to a much smoother start than the previous one, for obvious reasons. thanks to a few very lucky elemental hits to start out the battle. We've already got it more than 1,000 in the hole. Unfortunately, 1,000 in the hole is not as devastating an amount to a house golem as it sounds. Even past the 2,000 mark, the battle has only just begun. I can't help but feel this is one of these enemy types, by the way, that a Bane won't work, or the Deck Vorf spell, if you've got it. It seems to be one of those scaled success things, but just as you may have seen in an older Fragment upload I did about king worms and their proclivity to just not be affected by beast banes, I do believe that the House Golem and Earth Mandrill monsters just completely shake off Knight's Bane and Deck Vorf. Which in this case is fine by me, because I will go at it the old-fashioned way here. There's a House Golem taken down successfully on the first try. Only the loss of Rigsame and Riggeem, and several moments of our time. Perhaps if you were just getting a haircut when that started, you're maybe 3 days off getting a new haircut. Took a while, is what I'm saying. Both Mad Witches go for the damage, a decision they'd soon regret, as we use Crim's Spear to its fullest effect, and take the battle. Moving up to these last two portals in the first floor. First one is a House Golem. Oh, lucky us. Nice thing is, this battle isn't going to be too much about maneuvering, and we really don't have to watch our hit points all that closely. Bad news is, unless we get more physical hits like that last spell, we're going to be here quite a while. Making some progress, just past the 2,000 hit point barrier. And slowly casting spells we go. I wish I had something to compare this to, but honestly, the only real comparable experience is doing this to Earth Mandrills. So either way you're looking at it, it's just a character helplessly chucking spell after spell at a giant ape. Do eventually make it through and are rewarded with an on-show. Just so you guys know how taxing this is, I'm down to 64 mage souls already. 64, I started at 90, it's the first floor. Elemental hit makes quick work of that ancient, not even playing with it. 12 experience to the good guy, and a risky treasure to boot. One more on-show to the pile, and we are making our way down towards the stairs for floor number 2. Where we will hopefully encounter more enemies that can be damaged physically. Pick up an Earthian sword. Floor number 2 now. Let's flush it out, see what we got. Looks like we got a couple treasure chests to pick up in the first pair of rooms. And that's all before our first portal. Get our buffs back up and working. And in we go. Treasure chest number 1. Gives us some raining rocks. Solid consumable spell, decent earth damage, sells for a nice bit. Get a little turned around here, break a vase for fun, and pick up more raining rocks in the second room. Without further ado, it's time for the portal, and we get more ancients. Oh, happy day. Quite a bit of damage dealt all around. Thanks to elemental hits, we make quick work of the battle and make sure we come out on top. 24 experience the better, and after I take a moment to go the wrong direction, we finally make headway to the next room. Big old room, portal right at the junction, and we have a squid bod. Squid bods will take the occasional Knight's Bane, and the nice thing is once you lower their defense, they don't stay around long. That was over 4,700 damage on a single basic physical attack. This is a golden egg that I cannot pick up because I still haven't gone offline and made more grunties. I see the stairs down are off in the bottom right of the map, so I'm going to circle back left here and take care of these 3 portals on this side. First one's got a squid bod and 2 ancients. We get confused, but fortunately got that Knight's Bane off first. Now it's just a race to see if we can finish this ancient off before it recasts on us. We could not, and fortunately the confusion wore off just in time for us to hit a healing elixir before we would have taken lethal damage. That is about as close to the wire as you can play it. 3 chests to collect after that battle. We get the Fool, On-Show, and Raging Earth. Moving into the next room. 3 squid bots. We're just going to go one at a time on them here. Assuming we live long enough to do anything with it. One thing you have to watch with the squid bots is they can do a ton of damage, and their single hit attack has a very high percentage of critical. So you gotta watch that. You gotta be on the lookout. Do make it through, however. Probably less nerve-wracking than the previous battle. Got more squid bots here. Strategy is not going to be very unfamiliar to us because it works. And if it works and it's giving us 13 a pop in Fragment as far as experience goes, you just keep riding it. We'll have to re-up on Rig Same and Rig Game in the opposite order because I like getting as much SP back as possible. My little moment of strategic buffing. Aside from, you know, shining all of the outward pointing surfaces of an apple in a basket. Also a matter of strategic buffing. Passing yet another... Well, I guess that's the same golden egg I was making an example out of last time. Kind of forgot. My apologies. Dead end corridor here. Got more squid bots. Miss a Knight's Bane, and we're right in the middle. That's never a good place to be. Make it through. And it looks like we've hit this one on the far side. it's time to start taking them down in turn. Managed to get through okay. Have at least one risky treasure to check out here. Normal one joins it. And we pick up yet another on-show and yet another Thunder Torque. Nice treasures we're picking up here. Picking up some well water, even though the water in this dungeon looks pretty well frozen. Maybe it's well frozen water. I never did read the fine print. One more portal here in the second floor. And it's a house golem. Because of course it's a house golem. Why would we think of leaving the floor without one? Well, while we're here and we're chucking trees at a giant monkey, how you been? Doing good? Hopefully you are having a fantastic Fragment Friday. Have you seen the Green Knight? Any interest in seeing the Green Knight? Kind of feels like I'm carrying the conversation. But in all fairness, by the time you respond, I'll probably be tuned out doing something else. It's nothing personal. That's just what uploading a week in advance because my work schedule's getting a little crazy will do. Tough to believe I've been playing this game for about a year now. Gonna get a little more into that, but I kind of want to do a specific upload talking about that. I don't want it to just be sarcastic throwaway as I throw a million trees through a house golem to little to no effect. You really appreciate those elemental hits when they come, by the way. Especially when you get that triple 122. Making our way there. We are so close. We could practically taste the success. And there it is. Finally close it out. And again, it's good experience. 18 experience for the house golem. Certainly nothing we're going to sort of shrug off. Taking a look at the old status page, we are closing in on level 46. 911 experience to the good, only 89 to go. Isn't that something? Floor 3, and we already see the stairs down, so we know we're up to at least 4 floors of fun in this particular dungeon. Can't help but think that as long as the enemies here are attainable, as long as they're beatable, level 46 is ours, as well as a pretty decent head start towards the 47th. Risky treasure there. Got hit with some poison gas because I was a bit too quick on the pull there. Should have gone for my fortune wire, and instead that's all I get in return. Managed to separate the squid bods a little. That'll let me deal with 2 of them here, before having to even worry about the 3rd. Finally comes in and takes a mighty thwack at us. Knight's Banes don't seem to be having their potency against this one. Takes 3 of them to take effect. But eventually it does take effect, and we're able to take it down swiftly. We know where the stairs down are, so we could safely assume that either direction here is eventually going to lead to a dead end. It's just a matter of what's there in the meantime. Regular treasure chest this time, and we're happy to see that, picking up a Raging Earth and making our way back. Just the tiniest bit of backtracking involved here. Grab that immature egg. Got a couple rooms here on the right, and a treasure room down below on the lower right. Gotta go after those ancients right away. That was dangerous. And that was foolish. Hit the wrong button combination. Fortunately, we were able to make it through safe and sound. But not by any matter of skill. That was definitely a moment of sheer dumb luck. Either way, we find ourselves through the battle with one portal left here in the third. And we've got 2 more squid bots. That seem to be really interested in playing tag with our internal organs. Not that we're really doing any favors to it. It's not like we're giving it tender loving care. We are, however, giving a moment to say huzzah and welcome level 46. That puts us at 923 hit points and 195 skill points, on the road to 200 SP. Picking up the levers, antidote for the one we had to burn, getting poisoned on that risky treasure, and another one for good measure. That'll close out the 3rd floor for us. Moving to floor number 4, popping another fairy's orb, letting them investigate for us because they're good at it. Look at all those rooms, and they found them in next to no time. Fairy's orbs. They help. All buffed up. Lots of tiny rooms. One of them looks suspiciously like a statue room. Let's see if we are correct in that assertion. Almost clear the ancient out in one fell swoop. It gets an ice spell off at us, and we finish it off with a normal attack. Seeing nothing but dead ends off to the right, so that's a good sign. Also seeing more ancients. This one takes some mighty elemental hits to the tune of well over 2,700 damage. That'll kill it at least twice over and allow us to advance. Next room's gonna turn us the other direction. We've got an Easter rock, haven't seen one of those since the field, and we've got a squid bod that I'm going to ignore while I can fight something without having to burn a consumable item. First Nightbane misses, and that tells me I'm gonna need a healing elixir, as I don't want a chance being at low health with the squid bod's devastating critical hit potential. Finally get a Knight's Bane to trigger, and down the squid bod goes in a heap. 4,300, was that 68 or 86? Didn't quite read it in time. Either way, it's a lot, and certainly more than we needed. Call that a tag with some swag. Pick up some Raging Earth there, and make our way to this dead-end corridor, where we've got some ancient problems with Squidbot accompaniment. Squidbot's a little bit of an accuracy issue here, and we're more than happy about that. One thing that's not having an accuracy issue in here are the Knight's Banes, 2 for 2. Good on them. That is 4368, not 86. We'll certainly take it. Risky treasure materializes just before the door. I finally use my noggin and use a fortune wire, picking up a lightning cap. Re-upping on the hunter's blood. Backtracking right to the middle of the map where there is a medium-sized square room with a portal smack dab in the center. So the center bullseye, if you will. And we find ourselves with the pairing of Easter Rock and Squidbod once again. Easter Rock goes down with no problem that we anticipated, and a first try success on a Knight's Bane means this Squidbod not really giving us any stress. Immature egg to be had. As well as some Ranger's boots, and before moving to the next room, gonna make sure that Rig Geem and Rig Same are replenished. Was going to do it anyway, but as coincidence would have it, they just happened to run out as we approached the exit. Do see an Ancient there. Make that 2. And with them readily disposed of, it's time to have at this Easter Rock. Pick up some raining rocks as the Easter rocks fall down. A little bit of poetic asymmetry there. Because they're not really the same size or anything, so I would say it's asymmetrical. The actions may seem symmetrical, but they don't feel that way. That's my thought on it. Survive the confusion laid out by the Ancients there. Pick up an Earthian sword in the room, as well as more quality experience. Just 2 portals remain, as in fact this way is a dead end as well. 2 more Squidbods. And another 2 for 2 room for the Knight's Banes. Really paying dividends having those on hand. Now it's time to see what our final challenge will be. I'm seeing Squidbod and an Ancient. Really wanted to get at that Ancient before anything else. Looks like our speed charm is worn off, but with the Ancient out of the way, nothing really to run to. Pick up the Devil and a Raging Earth. Chest spawns in behind us as I'm talking, and we'll go ahead and pick that up for a Thunder Cloak. Just for the sake of expediency, I am going to pop 1 more speed charm. Goodness knows I've got more than enough items to cover the cost of an extra speed charm. Though it is worth pointing out that we've spent quite a bit on the Mage's Souls. Maybe time to upgrade to the Artisan Soul. Not going to quite get our bang for the buck on it, but it will be nice to have that full replenish going. Especially if we're going to be running into House Golems in the levels to come. Time to open the statue now. Earth Element Field. So you got Yarthkins just kind of chilling out there, looking all weird and rocky. Pick up a Demon Cloak, a Rainbow card, make that a pair of them. So, we've picked up some interesting items here on show. Earthian Sword, a Quake Axe from that Dated Rain. Picked up some Thunder Torques, Lightning Caps, Thunder Cloaks, and a Demon Cloak. Very enjoyable dungeon, and a fun run overall. Hopefully you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing. This has been Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for checking this out and wishing you a very happy Friday and Fragment Friday if you so choose to partake. Take care, and we will see you around.